So good morning, and I'm going to invite everybody to stand up, and if you have a tennis ball, first just taking a moment to feel your feet on the ground. And I realize you might not be able to see my head, and that's okay. And then what I want you to do after you feel your feet on the ground is just to roll on your tennis ball. Now, if you don't happen to have a tennis ball, you can, roll through your foot and press. You can, move through, wiggle your toes, and then maybe get a tennis ball for the next time. And if you do have your tennis ball, see if you can touch all the different parts of each foot as you are here. And if you have not switched feet, now might be a good time to do that. And today we're going to focus on the back. And you might think it counterintuitive that we start with our feet, but because our feet are connection to the planet, and of course everything is all connected, it's not at all odd for me to start on the feet. So once you have finished with your second foot, we're going to place that tennis ball off to the side. And then just take a moment and feel your hands on your thighs, right? And you're going to lift your shoulders up. I'm going to come down kneeling so you can see, but you're still standing up. You're going to inhale, lift up your shoulders, and exhale, allow your shoulder blades to glide towards one another on the back of the body. Inhale is up, exhale, take those shoulders back. And you're moving with your breath, noticing how you feel. And then when you feel complete with that, you're going to stop for a moment, and you're going to take a moment to notice how your body's feeling. And then we're going to bring the chin gently towards the chest. And so as you do that, notice where you feel sensation in your body, if you feel sensation in your body. And then keeping the head forward, if that's okay with your body, you're going to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears on the inhale, and then exhale, release them. And just doing that 3 or 4 times depending on your breath. And after your next exhale, we're going to lift the head up. And then, again, connect with your breath. And we're going to take the hands onto the thighs. And the inhale is going to be up. The exhale, you're going to slide down your legs on the exhale. So inhale, slide up. Exhale, slide down. Your knees can be bent or straight. Remember that the focus is on the back today, so we really want to get a nice stretch in our back body. And for some of us, that means allowing the knees to bend a little bit. Okay, and one more time. Inhale is up, exhale down. And the next time that you come up, now some of you might like to have your heel, let's just say the right heel against the wall with your foot turned out about a 30-degree angle. Then you're going to step the left foot forward, and maybe your feet are about 1 meter apart lengthwise and hip distance apart widthwise. Okay, now we're going to inhale, you're going to bend the knee, take the arms up, and then keeping the knee bent, exhale, hands onto the knee, and you're going to slide down. Inhale, you're going to slide up. And then exhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Inhale, knee bends. Exhale, hands come onto the leg and you slide down over your leg. Inhale, you slide up. And exhale, extend the arms and straighten the leg. Exhale, knee bends, bend your elbows. Inhale. And next inhale, come on up. Exhale, straighten the arms and legs. One more time. Exhale, knee bends. Inhale, and then exhale, slide down the bent knee. Inhale, slide up, and exhale, extend. And then relax your arms, and we're going to switch feet. So the right foot's going to come forward. And again, your left heel is on the wall, or, just in the back of your mat. Foot about a 30-degree angle, feet about 1 meter apart lengthwise, and hip distance apart widthwise. Okay, so start with isometrically pulling your feet towards one another. We didn't do this on the other side, so I want you to pay attention to what happens in your hips as you do that. And again, we're going to inhale and then exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, we're rising up just with our body, right? Exhale, slide down that bent knee. Inhale, slide up. And then exhale, extend arms and straighten the leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, extend. And moving at your own pace. Don't forget that it's kind of like a pause of an inhale, right? Before you exhale down over the leg. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, extend. One more time. Inhale, slide up, and then exhale, extend. Then we're going to step the feet together. Feet are about hip width apart still. You might want to place a little block between your thighs here. Okay, so you're kind of squeezing in towards the center. Feet are still about hip width apart. And here we're going to place our hands on the pelvis. So I have the top of my hand resting on the back of my pelvis with my palms up. And then the inhale is going to be standing up. The exhale, you're going to bend your knees, bend your hips, and come into some level of Utkatasana or chair. Inhale, press down with the feet, stand up. Exhale, come into your chair. And just moving with your breath, noticing how it feels in your shoulder area, having your hands on your pelvis. And if that doesn't work, obviously you put your hands wherever you want to. And again, one more time. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. We're going to stay down for a moment, so make sure your lower abdominals are engaged, the low back feels good. Continue to breathe. And then on your next exhale, you're going to slide your hands to the front of the legs. Exhale into a forward bend. Holding on to the elbows. Gently relax the head and the shoulders. Maybe move side to side. Keep breathing. And then we're going to release the hands. Inhale, slide on up. You can take your block out, and just for a moment, again, I want you to have your feet about hip width apart. I want you to take a moment to connect with your breath. How are you feeling right now? Then we're going to bring the hands to the outsides of the thighs, so the sides of the body. Inhale will be center, exhale, you're gonna slide down. Inhale back up, and then exhale, slide down the second side. Doing that a couple of times with your breath, no rush. And when you finish on your second side, we're going to stop for a moment. You're going to step your feet out maybe as wide as your mat, right? And then you're going to have your hands down. Now, one of the things that I remember hearing early on in my yogic studies was that the most important thing to do was to move the spine in all the different ways possible in order to keep flexibility, right? So what I want you to do, you're going to keep your feet planted. You might have a little bend in your knees. We're going to take the right hand and bring it to the left hip. And you're going to start to walk your fingers. I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to walk your fingers towards the back of the body, right? But your body, I'll come down here. Your body is staying upright. So right hand comes to the left hip, and you're just going to walk your fingers back. Doesn't matter how far you come, but you're keeping yourself upright. So it's a twist where your body is staying long. You're still breathing, long, smooth breaths. And then we're going to walk our way back to the center. Pause for a moment, and then second side, left hand comes to the right hip. And again, we're not like folding over. The body stays long as you're walking your hands towards the back of the body. Still breathing, long, smooth breaths. And one more. And then making our way back to the center. Now, very carefully, I want you to bring yourself down onto your knees. And so if you'd like to have a blanket under your knees, go ahead and put one there. And some of you might like to have a block close by. All right, so here we are. We're on our knees. And I realize now even that I'm on my knees, my head is still cut off. Let's see. All right. So here we go. We're on our knees. I like to have my toes turned under. We have a block in front of us. You're going to take your left hand onto the pelvis. Right arm is up next to your ear. Inhale is going to be up here. Exhale, you're going to turn your head away from the arm. You're heading towards that block. And it's kind of like a modified child's pose. And then inhale, back up to center. We stay on the same side. Okay, inhale is up. Exhale, very carefully, make your way down towards that block. You can have your head or the arm on the block. Inhale up. 2 more times on this side. And you're paying attention to all the sensation, right? And making sure that everything that we do feels good. So this time when we come up, we're gonna pause for a moment, take that right arm down. We'll place the top of the hand on the back of the pelvis. Left arm comes up at your own pace. Inhale is up. Exhale, you come down towards the block, turning your head away from the arm. Inhale back to the center and rise up. 3 more times at your own pace with your breath. And this one will be our last one. You might have done, more or less depending on your breath. But we're going to come up to the center, bring that arm down. Now from here, and you might want to have 1 or 2 blocks towards the front. We're going to step forward with the left foot and then slide the right knee back. And you're going to keep breathing, making sure, again, that you're not forcing anything. Long, smooth breaths. You could have your hands or even your elbows on a block as you're here. You could have your hands on the floor. The main point, right, is that you're not overextending and that you feel comfortable. Now, from here, as you're ready, you're going to walk your hands back, straighten out that leg, possibly reach your head towards that knee. Doesn't matter how far you come down. You might have your left foot flexed. Keep breathing. And when, after, 2 or 3 breaths, when you feel complete, you're going to walk your hands forward, and then we're going to step that left foot back, right foot forward, and again, slide that left knee back a little bit. And we're going to hold the position, but you're going to keep breathing. Long, smooth breaths. When you feel complete, we're going to start to walk the hands back, straighten out the right leg, flex the foot, and then possibly bring your head down towards that leg. Long, smooth breaths. And again, as you start to feel complete, and you might want to stay another breath or two, but when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands forward, take that foot down. Now we're going to bring our bottom to the ground and extend your legs out in front. And maybe I'll do this a little bit at an angle, okay? So you might have a blanket here underneath your sits bones, right? You're gonna have your spine nice and long, and possibly your feet are flexed, and we're gonna keep the left leg straight out in front of us, and we're gonna bring the right foot in. And notice, this is one of those things, like, I like to do this without using the hands. So if you grabbed your hands and took your foot in, I want you to straighten out your leg and just do it again without using your hands, because we're training our body to be able to place our foot in a comfortable position, right? All right, now we're gonna have the hands on our left leg. Inhale is up. Exhale, you're gonna slide down, but you're keeping your head in line with your body, right? So you're only going to come forward as far as you can bend in your hips. And then you're gonna place your hands wherever they comfortably come to, your calf, your ankle, your toes. And you're gonna carefully pull your shoulders back, and then gently, not too far, but gently, you're gonna take the chin towards the neck. And here, we're gonna hold this position, and I want you to pay attention to your diaphragm as you breathe. And if you use Ujjayi, where we close the back of the throat a little bit, you're going to engage Ujjayi. So this pose, when we hold it like this and get into it how we did, is called maha mudra, the great gesture, or the great seal, S-E-A-L. Long, smooth breaths, making sure there's no tension. You've engaged your core to help hold you here. You're still breathing. One more breath. And after your exhale, you're going to inhale, slide on up. Then we're going to straighten out the right leg, again, without using your hands. Bring that left foot in. It comes to the inside of the thigh. Right foot is flexed. Hands are on your right thigh. You're going to inhale as you sit up. Exhale, slide down. And remember, we're keeping the head in line with the body. So we're not rounding down towards the leg. You're leading with your heart. And then your hands, wherever they come to on your foot, your calf, your knee, shoulders slightly back, chin slightly towards your throat, and using Ujjayi, engaging those lower abdominals. Long, smooth breaths. One more breath. And after your exhale, you're going to inhale, slide on up. Then we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. And I want you to make a nice big diamond with your legs. So we're not trying to have the feet up close to the groin. Hands can either be on the tops of the feet or underneath. We're going to inhale up and exhale, bring your head towards your feet or the floor. So again, a nice long stretch in your back body. Making sure, however deeply you come into this pose, that you can still breathe fully. Long, smooth breaths. And on the next inhale, we're going to slide on up. Bring your knees together, and then very carefully, we're going to make our way down onto the back body. And before you do that, you might want to make sure that you have a block, a blanket, a strap close by so that you don't have to worry about getting them later. And you might want to have whatever you're going to use for Shavasana close by. So eventually, carefully, we're going to bring ourselves down onto our backs. And if you have a blanket underneath you, you're going to make sure that it's comfortable, that it's not poking, it's not, bunchy. You want to not be able to feel it intruding upon your body, right? So now here we are, we're on our back body. You're going to relax your arms, your head, your shoulders, feel your feet on the ground. So we're going to start with the knees bent. And then we're going to walk the knees and the ankles close to one another and open the knees out to the sides. The bottoms of the feet are gently pressing towards one another. Your hands can be on your body, they can be on the floor. And then what I want you to do, we're going to isometrically, not necessarily lift our knees towards one another, but you're going to press the bottoms of your feet together and then engage the inside of your thighs as if you are trying to bring your knees towards one another, and then you're going to relax. Keep breathing. Engage bottoms of the feet, inside of the legs. You'll feel your glutes engage as well, your butt, and then relax. We're going to do that 2 more times. Bottoms of the feet press, inner thighs engage, your butt will engage a little bit as well, and relax. And 1 more time. Keep breathing. And then let it go, and we're going to bring the knees towards one another. Now we're going to keep the left foot on the floor and take the right knee in towards the body. And as we're holding onto the knee, and you can hold in whatever way is comfortable, we're just going to roll through the ankle a couple of times. No way to do this wrong, right? You're just going around in a couple of circles each way. And then you're either going to bring the bottom of the foot towards the ceiling and hold on to the back of your thigh. Some of you will reach towards the pinky toe side of your foot, and you're going to bring that knee towards your shoulder, right? The inside of your shoulder, kind of. And you're going to breathe and focus on your breath, making sure there's no uncomfortable sensations. And then possibly and you're going to play with this, right? You could also have a strap here around your foot. I put my strap down there so I don't have that. We're going to explore straightening that leg a little bit, right? So you might be holding onto your leg, straightening that leg. It doesn't matter if you get it straight or not, right? We're exploring what it might feel like to straighten your leg in this position. And after doing that a few times, you're going to very carefully place that foot on the floor. And then we'll take in your left knee. And again, at first, we're just going to hold on to that knee. And if it doesn't feel good to hold on to it, you can just have it towards your chest. And we're going to roll through the ankle a few times in each direction. Noticing all those wonderful sensations. I get a little cracking sometimes. And then we're going to take the bottom of the foot towards the ceiling, either holding on to the back of the left thigh or your calf, or reaching towards the pinky toe side of the foot. We're going to bring that knee outside the shoulder. Long, smooth breaths. And again, if it sounds inviting, you're going to gently start to straighten and bend that left leg. And again, you could be holding the back of the thigh or the foot. Doesn't matter, right? It's what works for you. And again, after, let's say, the next time or so, we're going to have both feet on the ground. And then from here, I want you to come up onto your toes and then heels come down. So you're just coming up onto your toes. We're just moving through the feet here, right? Lifting your heels. So we're bending at the ankles, pressing your toes into the ground. Noticing how that feels. Still breathing. And then very carefully, we're going to take both knees towards the chest. And here, you could have your hands on your thighs, so isometrically pressing hands into thighs, or you could be holding on to your knees. The inhale is going to be head on the ground, knees away. Exhale, head and knees come towards one another. If it doesn't feel good to lift your head, you're going to just keep the head on the ground and move through the knees. So inhale, knees away, head down. Exhale, head and knees towards one another. And I know we've done this the last couple of weeks, and that's because it's such a wonderful stretch for your spine, and it also does some fun things in your abdominal muscles. So just paying attention to how that's feeling as of late. Now, very carefully, we're going to bring the feet down to the floor, and your feet are about hip width apart. And we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So the right foot is flexed, your left foot's on the ground. And then we're going to be lifting the hips off of the ground. So you're going to press your arms, your head stays on the ground. You're going to press, lift up the hips, and maybe your shoulders will follow. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale, hips come up. Exhale down. Use your arms and your shoulders to help you. Keep your vision up towards the ceiling. Now, next time you come down, we're going to uncross the legs. We're going to do the second side. So you're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Right foot presses into the ground. Inhale, hips come up. Maybe your chest comes up as well. Exhale, come down to the ground. A couple more times with your breath. And the next time that your hips come down, you're going to uncross. Now we have our arms on the ground, and here we're going to bend at the elbows and possibly make fists with your hands. Your feet are about hip width apart and maybe 6 to 8 inches from your buttocks. This time you're going to press your triceps, upper arms into the ground, and your feet. Inhale, lift up. So see if you can get up a little bit higher than you did when with only one foot on the ground. And then exhale, come back to the ground. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. A few more times with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And this next one will be our last one. And then when you come down, we're going to relax for a moment. I'm looking for my block. Then you're going to find your block and place it between your thighs or your knees. And your legs are possibly perpendicular to the ground. Feet are flexed. Arms could be out to the sides to help you balance. Now you're going to lift up your hips and pivot to the left. And then slowly you're going to bring your toes over to your right hand. Keep breathing. If that puts too much tension on your body, just bend the knees and you're reaching the knees towards the hand. You're still breathing. Still breathing. And then you're going to come back to center. Lift your hips and bring them back to neutral. Pause, take a breath. Notice how your body's feeling. Then we're going to lift the hips again and turn them to the right. Again, you're still pressing into the center with the legs. Your arms are supporting you on the floor. And you're going to slowly start to lower those toes towards your left hand. And again, if it puts any strain, you're just going to bend the knees and do that. And you'll notice we're kind of deepening with the breath or not. But you're moving in a way that feels good for you without causing any strain or stress. And again, when you're ready, we're going to make our way back to the center and then swivel your hips back to neutral. We're going to do it one more time on each side. So lift the hips, turn them to the left, slowly start to lower your toes towards your right hand. It doesn't matter if we touch the toes to the hand. In fact, most of us probably won't, right? Legs can be bent or straight. You're still breathing. When you're complete, you're going to come back to center with the legs. Swivel your hips back to neutral. Last time, pivoting your hips to the right and slowly lowering your legs towards the left hand. Still breathing. Never forcing. And again, very carefully bringing your legs up, pivoting your hips back to neutral. We're going to take that block out, bend the knees. And from here, we're going to take our block and place it underneath the pelvis. And you're making sure that you're not at all on your lumbar spine, the lower part of the spine, that you are just under your pelvis. And then carefully, you're going to take your legs one at a time up towards the sky. And if you have full shoulder stand in your practice, this would be a great place to add it in. And then options while you're here. You can open up your chest a little bit more. You can take your legs out in a wide angle or do little splits with them. You can just relax with your legs pointing up towards the sky. You can bring your knees towards your chest or even do like a happy baby / dead bug pose. Long, smooth breaths. And we're going to stay for a couple more breaths, so you're finding a position that feels good for you. If it doesn't feel good to have the block under your hips, you could have your legs just up in the air without anything under your hips. You could also have your legs against the wall. Couple more nice smooth breaths. Something probably walked by outside. You may have just heard my very loud very small dog. And then we're going to get ready to come down, so you might bend your knees if you're, on the block or on the floor, and then carefully take your feet down to the floor one at a time. Take that block out. And then this would be a really great time to check in. Is there anything else that I want? And what I was thinking about doing, so you're exploring your body, you're seeing what, if you need anything else. But I'm thinking about having a nice roll, and you can use, if you have a bolster, you can use that. You can use a rolled towel or a blanket. And I'm going to invite you to, so your butt, depending on the length of your blanket or bolster, you're going to bring it right to the lower back so there's no space, and it goes underneath your spine and then your head as well. And then we're going to relax and you can have your legs straight or bent. You're going to relax the shoulders towards the ground, let your head be heavy. Long, smooth breaths. Now, you might just want to relax here for a moment, or in some other way, you might want to cross your arms over your body and walk your fingertips towards your shoulder blades on the back of the body, and then very gently rock from side to side. Still breathing long, smooth breaths. And we'll come to a place where we stop, and then looking down, notice which arm is on top. Then you're going to uncross and cross again with the opposite arm on top. And again, for a couple of breaths, just gently move side to side. And you might want to continue to do that a little bit, or you might feel complete with it, and you'll come into the center, uncross your arms, relax your elbows on the ground. Some of you may wish to stay in this position for a little bit before moving into Shavasana. Others might be ready to just move into Shavasana. And remember that in Shavasana, we want to be as comfortable as we can be, nice and warm. Not too warm, of course, right? Spine nice and long. Support where you need it, so maybe a little bit of support under the neck, but not having the head propped up too much. And so how do you want to be for the next, 5 or 6 minutes? And as you settle in, ask your body, is there anything else that would help you to be even a little bit more comfortable here? And softening the eyes, softening the breath, relaxing the back of the throat and the jaw. Triambakam yajamahe Sugrim pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Nityor mukshi mamratat Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugrim pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Nityor mukshi mamratat Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugrim pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Nityomukshi amritat. So if you'd like to join me for a short breathing and meditation practice, I invite you to gently reawaken and bring yourself into a seated position. If you'd like to have a little bit longer Shavasana, feel free to stay in that position on the ground. And if you are sitting up, I want you to find some position. You can be cross-legged or kneeling or legs straight or in a chair against the wall. Some place where your spine can be long and erect. And you might have your eyes closed with your focus on your third eye, Ajna chakra, like right in the, not the center of the forehead, but between the brows and just slightly up. And breathing in through your nostrils, and then breathing out through your nostrils. With your inside vision on your third eye, so your focus is on your breath, moving in and out through the nostrils, as well as your inner vision on your third eye. And we're going to invite now a beautiful white light to come in as you breathe in and move right to the center of your brain, or center of your head. Maybe that's easier to think about. And as you breathe in, this white light starts to fill up the entire head. And you're still breathing in and out. And then as the head starts to fill up with light, on the exhale, you're going to invite that light to move into all the other parts of the body. So with each inhale, more white light comes in, fills up the head. Each exhale, the light makes its way into the rest of the head, into the throat, into the upper body and the arms and fingertips, into the torso, still breathing in more light and filling the head, and exhaling and sending that light down to the hips and the legs and the tips of the toes. Until eventually, as you breathe in, this white light comes in, and as you breathe out, it moves to every single cell in your body, emanating from your body, outside of your body, so that you are like the glowing orb of light. And imagine that this gorgeous light coming into your body can heal, can change everything that it touches if you invite it to. And notice if this light wants to take on different colors or sensations. Notice any images or thoughts that come to mind. Just breathing in, light, breathing out, light into all parts of your body. Moving beyond your physical body. Now, when you feel saturated, full, complete with this light, you can choose to invite it to dissipate out to the rest of the planet or to come back and be stored inside of you, right behind your heart space. You decide what you'd like to do with it, but thanking it for being part of your world. And then thanking yourself for showing up here and for doing the practice. Noticing how you feel, mind, body, and spirit. And then thinking about how you might bring this into the rest of your day, no matter what it is that you're doing. And then I would like to close with the 3 planetary healing sounds that I love so much. So inhaling your arms up overhead, exhaling the sound Q to the heart. Inhaling the arms out to the sides, palms opened. Exhaling the sound ah to the heart. Ah. Inhaling, scooping up from the ground, and exhaling the sound Om to the heart. Om. And if you desire to stay on the ground or sitting quietly in meditation a little bit longer, I invite you to do so. Have a beautiful day and namaste.